You've got an accepted offer. You're excited. The buyer is excited. Everything is going smoothly. Then the home inspection happens. And suddenly the buyer is asking for 10 grand, 20 grand, and sometimes even more in repairs or credits. As realtors, we've seen home inspections completely derail deals, but we've also seen inspections go incredibly smoothly. So today I want to walk you through how to prepare for a home inspection before it happens so there are fewer surprises and a much better chance of keeping your deal together. Hi everyone, Greg Holmes here with the Holmes Real Estate Team. So if you're thinking about selling your home, understanding the home inspection process is incredibly important. The reality is no home is perfect. Even brand new homes have deficiencies, but proper preparation can make a huge difference. Let's walk through 7 ways you can prepare your home for a successful home inspection. Now, first, let's understand what a home inspection really is. One of the biggest misconceptions sellers have is that a home inspection is a pass or a fail test. It's not. Inspectors don't come in and give your home a grade. Their job is simply to identify and report on the condition of the property on the day of the inspection. Every home inspection report will contain deficiencies, every single one, even a brand new home. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is minimizing surprises, because surprises create uncertainty, and uncertainty often leads to negotiations. So number 1 is to deal with the obvious maintenance items before listing. Before your home hits the market, walk through it as objectively as possible. Fix the dripping faucet. Replace the burnt out light bulbs. Secure loose rails. Repair damaged screens. Replace missing smoke detector batteries. Service obvious plumbing leaks. They may seem minor, but buyers often interpret deferred maintenance as a sign that other larger maintenance items may have been ignored. Little things matter, because buyers don't just buy homes, they buy confidence. Number 2 is to know the age of your major components. One of the most common surprises we see involves major systems. Buyers and inspectors want to know, how old is the roof? How old is the furnace? What about the hot water tank? The air conditioning system? If these items are older, don't panic. Older doesn't automatically mean replacement. But sellers should know the approximate age and be prepared to discuss it. In today's market, we've seen buyers become particularly sensitive to aging hot water tanks and furnaces. If you have recent maintenance records or service receipts, have these available as well. Sometimes simply being able to show that a furnace has been regularly serviced can provide buyers with reassurance and confidence. Number 3, show that the home has been maintained. Buyers love documentation. Simple maintenance items can go a long way towards giving buyers confidence. Before listing, consider replacing furnace filters, servicing the furnace if it hasn't been done recently, and making sure fireplaces and other mechanical systems are operating properly. If you've had regular maintenance performed over the years, keep those receipts and records available. In fact, one thing we love seeing from our sellers is a simple home binder. Inside, you might have receipts for a new roof, furnace servicing, hot water tank replacement, fireplace servicing, or other improvements you've made over the years. Buyers absolutely love this. Why? Because buyers aren't just purchasing the home itself. They're also evaluating how well the home has been cared for. And a well-documented, well-maintained home often creates confidence and leads to smoother negotiations. Number 4 is getting estimates before you list. Here's something we often recommend to our sellers. If you know there's a major component nearing its end of life, consider getting a quote or estimate before you list the home. Maybe that's that aging furnace or that old hot water tank or a fence that needs replacement. Or perhaps the roof is approaching the end of life. You don't necessarily need to replace these items before selling, But knowing the approximate cost can be extremely helpful because when buyer's home inspection identifies the issue, there's a very good chance it will, and you won't be caught off guard. Instead of reacting emotionally, you can respond with information. For example, we've seen buyers ask for significantly more money than the actual repair or replacement cost. When sellers already have estimates in hand, it allows everyone to have a much more informed conversation. Knowledge gives you those options. Sometimes you decide to complete the repair before the listing. Sometimes you offer a credit. And sometimes you simply provide the estimate to help the buyer better understand the true cost. Either way, you're negotiating from a position of confidence rather than surprise. Number 5, make everything accessible. This is a simple one that many people overlook. Inspectors need access. Please make sure the inspector can access the electrical panel, the attic hatch, crawl space, the furnace room, the hot water tank, the garage walls, windows, and under the sinks. If storage boxes are blocking access, move them ahead of time. An inspector who can't access an area often has to note the limitation in the report, and sometimes that creates additional questions later. Number 6, don't hide things. I've been doing this for a long time, and here's one thing I've learned. Inspectors are incredibly thorough. If there's a stain on the ceiling, don't put furniture underneath. If something isn't working properly, don't try to hide it. Almost always, these things get discovered. And when buyers believe information was intentionally concealed, trust disappears very quickly. It's almost always better to be upfront. In many cases, we can proactively address concerns before they become bigger issues. Number 7, consider a pre-listing inspection. For some sellers, especially owners of older homes, a pre-listing inspection can be a fantastic option. This allows you to understand potential issues before buyers discover them. It gives you time to complete the repairs, gather those estimates, price the home appropriately, or simply prepare for conversations when they may come up. A pre-listing inspection combined with a few contractor estimates can be a fantastic way to eliminate surprises. Now, a pre-listing inspection, they're not necessary for every property, but for certain homes, they can significantly reduce surprises. So what happens if the home inspection finds problems? Well, here's some good news. Almost every home inspection finds issues, and that's normal. Finding deficiencies doesn't automatically mean the deal is falling apart. In fact, many inspections simply lead to conversations. Sometimes buyers ask for repairs, sometimes they ask for credits, and sometimes they proceed without asking for anything at all. The important thing is to stay calm. Remember, the buyer loved your home enough to write an offer. Most buyers aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for reassurance that they understand what they're buying. The best way to prepare for a home inspection is simple. Maintain your house, address obvious concerns, be transparent, document your maintenance, and prepare in advance. The goal isn't to have a perfect house. The goal is to avoid surprises and keep your transaction moving smoothly. If you're thinking about selling and you'd like advice on preparing your home for a successful inspection, we'd be happy to walk through your property and help you identify potential issues before buyers do. And we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever had a surprising home inspection experience? Leave your story in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.